Hello, healing in the kingdom. How are you this afternoon? You get a double dose today of healing in the kingdom and a wonderful testimony from my friend here, Dehlia, who has been with us pretty much since the beginning. I think you have been with us. So I am so excited to have you share with us. Dehlia has been through, I think, every program that we have to offer here at Healing in the Kingdom. Her experience in mentorship is just so powerful. And she just has testimony after testimony after testimony to share with you. So first of all, welcome, Dehlia. Thank you for being here. Just it really blesses us to hear from you. So thanks for being here.
Ooh, yay. Thanks for having me on. I always say anytime I get to talk about the goodness of healing in the kingdom, I'm all about it because it has blessed me so much. And yes, I'm an OG. Like I would have been the very first person to sign up for mentorship, but like I tried to go in and I didn't have the funds in my account yet. And my husband was transferring the money. So it took me a 2-day delay to physically pay, but I would have technically been the first to sign up, but just had to wait. So I've just from the very beginning, like you've just touched my spirit. Like I just knew in my heart, like everything you're saying is just like, wow, so much revelation, so much truth. And like, I'm hungry for the Lord. I want more of his understanding and that relationship. And it's like, whoa, you were like accelerating me each and every teaching you would do. And I'm just like, how do I not invest in this goodness? I mean, my goodness.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. That's awesome. Awesome to hear. Yeah, I didn't remember. I knew you were in that first group of mentorship, but yeah, that's awesome. That is so good. So, Dehlia, tell us a little bit about because you have an interesting background. So, tell us a little bit about kind of some things that you were struggling with, and then what when you did join the mentorship program, because you shared with us why you joined it, which is great. What kind of was an aha moment for you, if you'll share?
Oh boy. Okay. So yeah, there was kind of a lot of layers into my journey, into my story, where it started with my husband's diagnosis. He went on a healing journey, and that got me realizing, wow, there's all this stuff in the Bible about healing in the physical and spiritual realms of things. And so originally when I signed up, I was like, oh babe, you should do this, because he's on the healing journey. And I didn't have anything at the time that I was specifically healing from. But I did have 2 kids and was on bed rest with my second child and did lose some muscles. And so during that time, Graham, I was doing it with my husband at the same time, because thankfully you allowed us to do it together. And then I found myself in that moment during that first round of mentorship that I had this pain in my back that just kind of came out of the blue. It was like excruciating. I couldn't bend or touch my toes. And it was just this bizarre thing. And then I realized, whoa, I need healing. And just from your teachings, like I feel like I went from being a spectator to an active, like warrior with my sword ready, because you broke down, the armor of God in a way that I had never seen. Like there's like, I don't even know how to describe it, but like the way you made it come to life, right? It just brought it to life in my body, where I was like, wow, prayer can actually heal these physical ailments. And so that was the first time. And my live stream's on here, and where I was just like blown away, because I had never experienced a miracle like that in my own body. And it was while I was in the mentorship program, like I was right in the thick of it. And since then I've had 2 more, healings. And so it's just, yeah, like this is where this was my launching pad of like, wow, all this new revelation that it just branches out to glory, right? That's just how it goes. And so that's why I ended up in Battle Plan too, because I'm like,
yeah, we'll talk about that in just a moment. But I love that healing story, and I was so excited when you shared that with me. And here's the thing, folks, you'll find too that a lot, when the Lord leads you to a certain program, it's usually confirming for some other things too, right? And the Lord uses many, many different resources in your life. And so, and I love that. But Dehlia, share with us about your knees, okay? Because you had you got both knees healed, but they were both healed in different ways. And I'd love for you to just kind of talk about that.
Yeah. So the back was the very first time I experienced that, which then built my faith. And my husband was right there next to me when the healing happened. So my healing was building his faith for healing. Like it was just like all of these intricate things. And so the Lord is just doing a work. And so I'm leaning in, I'm pressing in. I'm just like, Lord, I want to know all your goodness that you have for me and how these things work. And so my right knee, I had, like I mentioned, I was on bed rest with my second child. And so I lost a lot of my muscle mass in my legs. And then I go out here thinking like I'm the same athlete I used to be. And I, messed up my knee, my right knee. And this was in the natural before I learned all of this revelation, right? So when it was in the natural, I used all the natural resources. And thankfully, the Lord gives us natural resources to heal as well. But the difference was it took a lot of time. It took me about 6 months. I was walking on a cane, a lot of pain, and it was this long, drawn out process. But over time, I did the physical therapy. He would come once a week, twice a week, whatever I needed. And then it got healed. Yeah. But the same thing happened to my left knee. Now, this time, I had some new revelation under my belt. I had Dr. Darlene in my ears. And so I was like, no, I'm not going on a 6-month journey again with all this pain. And so the first day I did have my dad's cane and I was like, oh, I can't walk. And I was like, no, I'm going to declare with my words. I'm going to take authority over this. I'm going to put on the armor of God and I'm going to, I just declared it and I could start walking as soon as I took authority of my thoughts. Like I was walking, but the pain would come back after a certain while of time. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like, I feel like the Lord healed me, but it's like coming back. And so I knew I was going to church the next day, very spirit-filled church, and they do prayer for healing as well. I'm like, all right, I'll just worship my way again and have it the healing sealed and all of that. And so again, went to church, got it prayed, the pain went away, but then it came back again. I'm like, this is really weird. And so Dr. Darlene's all about pressing into God's guidance for those unique factors about your healing. And then I did that. By the end of that second day, I was like, Lord, I know you're healing me. What's up? Like, what am I missing? And as soon as I said that, like I was thinking of Dr. Darlene too, because I was like, I know that she's going to tell me, she's going to ask the Holy Spirit what's going on. And as soon as I said that, I got a notification on my phone and there's two YouTube subscriptions that were telling me, look, here's a video. And it was the exact same person. And so I watched that video and it ended up renouncing idolatry, which I was like, whoa. And so the Lord just put on reminded me of all the football. I used to skip church to go to football games. And like, I'm beyond that. And it was a long time ago, but I had never verbalized it. And so I was like, wow, the Lord, after I did that, pain went away, stayed gone forever. And so I was like, wow, Lord, you are so good. So yeah, very exciting to just have those tangible experiences. Because sometimes when it's an internal thing or a subtle thing that you can't feel it as well, it's hard to tell what's going on. So the Lord gave me something that I could tell when it was there and when it wasn't, and what he was doing, so.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And I love how you picked up your sword, right? And you opened those lines too of communication with him. Like it was not a thought in your mind, oh, I'm not healed. It's like, no. There's some little thing, there's something that's missing here, and let me go after it and figure it out. And that's the thing, folks. It's not like we're doing something wrong, right? But it's revelation. And like I was talking about on the live broadcast today, the Lord wants to heal everything in you. He does not want anything interfering in your relationship with him, right? And so it's just a gentle shine light. Oh yeah, this is what it is. Okay, great, fantastic. And now the pain's gone and all of that is gone, and the power of that that idolatry is gone. Like it has no hold over you now. And I love that. I love that you shared that testimony. That is so amazing. Dehlia, what can somebody expect from the mentorship program? Because I know you're with us in some of our deeper programs too. So you get to come back and kind of see what's going on in mentorship and take some nuggets when you need it. So what can somebody expect from mentorship?
Well, one of my favorite pieces was the doubt crushing kit. And that's how I've been living my life now. I'm like, there's nothing that's impossible for the Lord. Like all doubt has left my mind. And as you can, as you go on that journey and the Lord shows you all of these things, like it just reinforces that thought pattern. And so I remember when you first announced it, I was like, oh my God, doubt crushing kit. That is the most amazing thing ever. And so I would say, this is going to level up your, this healing journey, like where you just kind of know, like you expect what God has for you. And it's just going to open the door that you're not going to let anything hinder your path, that healing. Like God has his unique plan and timeline for you, but you have the reinforcements now to help you power through with strength and with, I always think of the sword. Like that was my favorite thing. You're like with precision, right? Like you describe the tools and how those tools are actually used. Like you don't just you can't just throw a sword from far away. Like it has to be precise. And that's what the word of God is. It's the double-edged sword. And you have, and then memorizing certain scriptures, like, oh, wow, it's very powerful. And it's been very impactful for me and my husband. And now it's just, I just can't, I want everybody to know. And I just think our testimonies, right? That's part of us fulfilling where we're going to help other people on their healing journeys. And the Lord wants to heal everybody. That's what I keep saying. Like my doubt is so, gone. And my belief is so strong that I'm like, every single son and daughter of God will be healed in my lifetime. Like I believe it. So he's giving that revelation. And thank you, Dr. Darlene, for being one of the anointed ones to bring this about. And it's just going to accelerate once people start figuring this out and building those thought processes and doubt, rejection, and just leaning in on God's truth. Like, man, whole new world we're going to be walking in. So
yeah,
doing what you're doing.
I love that. I love that. And I love that you run your own community. You run a powerful community, and I know you're now part of one of our other programs, one of our mastermind programs, Battle Plan, where you
Battle Plan.
You want to share a little nugget or something from Battle Plan for those of you. This is only for those that have graduated the mentorship program. But listen, folks, there's always something beyond your healing. Okay, we talk about this a lot, but it's about what are you going to do? And listen, when you're in a healed and whole state, you just like ready to go, advance the kingdom of God. And Dehlia, you just exemplify that so beautifully because you just move so powerfully. But I'll let you go ahead and share a little bit.
Yeah. So like glory to glory. That's what these programs are. It's like once you've like completed this and your mind's blown and like rewired, Lord has done his spiritual, brain surgery on you. It's like, okay, what's next? Like I can't just stop here. Right. And so Battle Plan, it's going deeper and really like all these new questions that I never even would have ever thought of before. Like there's so many new surprises. It's like opening up a door to a whole new world and whole new questions come with it. And so it's been wonderful to have this unique space where it's very intimate. We can have the teachings, but also mastermind sessions where we just kind of like talk things out and having a community and sharing your testimony. So that's something that the Lord has kept on highlighting is like, we're meant to share our story. It's through the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony where we're defeating the enemy, right? In the book of Revelations. Yeah. And so what blessed me was someone had watched my original healing video from Healing in the Kingdom, and they said they watched it and they got healed. I was like, what? That's so cool. Good. Like I did like, it's just so cool to see the way, all the unique different ways the Lord operates. And so that's why I'm just like, oh, we need to be connected to more things and more praying, and so that's where I've had my community where we kind of focused on the, more dietary, eat in, health type of perspective. But this has just really given me those tools to really take that community a notch up, where I had some foundational understandings that the Lord led me to, but amplifying that and really getting that full puzzle, all the full puzzle pieces together, right? So that we can nurture those that we're meant to bless. And so I'm just so grateful to have this resource where I know Dr. Darlene is top notch in so many levels that I can count on her. And I love how she just tied it into love, right? And as I was reading, my husband and I, we do morning Bible study, and we're in the book of Mark. And Mark 12, it talks about the greatest commandment of all, right? And that's love, loving, God with all your mind, soul, and might, right? But also loving your neighbors. And so it's really, yes, we're on this journey for ourselves, but it's ultimately meant so we can bless our neighbors with it too. So we can all walk united in God's goodness and his glory, and just glorify him and dance in the streets, worshiping him. So,
Amen. So good. Well, thank you, Dehlia. This has just been awesome. I love hearing you share. I love hearing your testimonies. Every time you share your testimony, I get a little bit different nugget from something you shared. And I actually I don't think I heard that somebody listened to your testimony and got healed listening to it. That is amazing. That is just so, so powerful. And what a blessing. So for those of you that are on and listening, if you have questions about the mentorship, please feel free, put them in the comments. I'll stay on to try to answer those. And listen, this is testimony, okay, from someone who's been with us for a while, and she's got an incredible breakthrough. And we have many, many more that I could bring on here. But I love you, Dehlia. I love you. Thank you for sharing this wonderful testimony. So let me just see if anybody has any questions on today. And if you're on the replay, please hashtag replay and go ahead and put in your questions so that we can come on and answer those for you. Because we want, if it's right for you, we want you in there. If it's not right for you, that's fine. We have all kinds of things for you. We talked about Anchor yesterday. So that is a wonderful program as well. So all right. And I don't know who this is, but yeah, somebody said that they love both mentorship and battle plan after you graduated, are nothing like they've ever experienced. So that's awesome. So good. So good. All right, my dear, thank you for being on with us today. We just bless you as you go about your day. And to everyone at Healing in the Kingdom, thanks for being here. Take care.